Hey everyone! Today we are going to go with the second class of Unit 2 of the English book. Yes, of course, this is for Grade 2 students. Now, today we are going to teach the students about the interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. Interrogative. Pronunciation is like interrogative. Interrogative sentence. Okay? Now, interrogative focuses on questioning. That means whatever things we speak, we ask some question. Whenever two people speak with each other, they ask questions. For example, hey, how are you? What are you doing? Why are you here? How can I help you? Who are you? What is your name? Where do you live? Where is your book? What is your father's name? See, all these things we keep asking to people. If we see our friend, we ask them how you are or how are you? Or sometimes we ask about the family. Hey, how is your family? How is your father? How is your mother? These are the questions we keep asking. There are so many questions that keep coming to us, and we keep asking questions. And asking questions is the interrogative sentence. That means all the sentences we speak in whatever language it is, all the sentences that ask a question, it's an interrogative sentence. Isn't it simple? It's quite simple. You ask question and that question is interrogative sentence. Now look at it. It's so easy, right? It's your duty to make sure the students recognize the interrogative sentence. They don't need to learn to ask question. Rather, they should learn what is an interrogative sentence. How we can construct an interrogative sentence. That is the sole objective of this lesson. Did you get me? I hope you got me. The sole purpose of this lesson is to make sure that your student can identify or can tell you what is an interrogative sentence and what are the ways of making an interrogative sentence. They will know some basic questioning as well, not all of them. Okay, now let's get started. We can ask a question using two different ways. How many ways? Two different ways. One is using the auxiliary verbs. Now, the students, your student, they don't know what are auxiliary verbs, right? But you know, am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, may, might, can, could, shall, should, will, would. All these are auxiliary verbs, right? They have a different meaning and they are very important in some sentences. You all know it, right? So you don't use it in the classroom, this word. Don't say to your student that these are auxiliary verb. Rather say them. If you want to ask question, you use this. Is this your pen? Or you can say, have you got this? Or you can say, may I come in? So you help them with this auxiliary verb. Use them. practically, show them practically. For example, give them example. You can ask a question using is. What could be the question? Is this your pen? Is this your father? Is this your house? So using is, you can literally pointing to something and ask a question. For example, using are, you could say, are you okay? Are you going with me? So every time you are asking question to the person who is in front of you, you can use are. Then have. It's literally pointing towards having something, right? Like, have you eaten? Have you got some money? Now, another way is asking, do you? Do you have it? Do you know my name? Did you do that? So give them the practical example. Okay? So what I want you to do, use all these auxiliary verbs that are given here: am, is, are, was, were, have, had, shall, should, can, could. You bring on example using each auxiliary. Now give example using is. At least give 4 or 5 examples. Then you use are in the classroom. Then you use another one. Then you use have. Then you use had. Then you use may. Then you use might, and make at least 5 sentences. Not just the sentences that are given in the book. You help the student to understand how they can use it. Okay? I will give some examples, but before getting into that, let's just learn the other way of asking question, which is called WH questions. What are WH questions? Now WH means who, what, when, where, how. These are the things. So to ask some basic questions, we use WH tags. And these WH related words can help you make a question like, what is your name? When did you come? Where is your mother? Who came to me? Whom do you asking for? Who are you? How did you get that? How are you? When is your exam? See, these are the WH tags or words that can come up with a direct questions. You already know those and you help the students with this. Give at least 5 examples of each WH words. There are 8, so you need to make around 40 to 50 WH question. And for taking this class, you take at least 2 classes. Remember, 2 classes. You take 1 classes using the auxiliary verbs and take another classes using the other ways or WH tags or words to make interrogative sentences. Now I am going to show you how you can use these given words and take these 2 classes. Okay? Now go to the example section. First, we are showing some example using the word is. So is can be used to ask question. And when we can use is to ask question? When we want to confirm something. Confirming something means we are making sure that these things belongs to someone or this work is done by someone. That is what a confirmation is. When we are using the word is at the first of the sentence, at the very beginning of the sentence, then we get interrogative sentence. For example, is she a doctor? Now look at this. We are just asking or confirming if she is a doctor or not a doctor? See, next one, look at this one. What you can see, the guy is swimming in the pool. What does that mean? If you want to ask a question, you can confirm. Is he swimming in the pool? Right? See, is he swimming in the pool? Now, you explain these things to your students in your Rohingya language. That should be pretty much easier for them to understand. And then you ask them to make some questions using is. Like, is this your pen? Is that your bag? Is this your pencil? Is this your classroom? Is this your book? See, you can give more example. Think about it. You think first, you learn first, you make your mind how you're going to teach it to the students and then teach it. Now, next, you can see there are some examples using are. Are they waiting for us? You are just confirming about a situation. You want to know whether some people are waiting for you or not. That's what you're saying. Are they waiting for us? Look at this other example. Are you ready to go out? Are you ready to go out? You're asking a question. Hey, are you ready to go out? Means you are asking or confirming if the person is actually ready to go outside. See, this is not so tough. You just explain in your native tongue. For each auxiliary verb given in the very first page of this lesson, you make sentences like this. Once the student understand, you ask them to write or make some of their questions. Hey, are you okay? Are you fine? Are you my brother? Are you my teacher? So this is how you help them learning the interrogative sentence. This is where the students learn to ask questions. Okay? Now, next one, was. It is talking about the past thing. When we are using was, you explain it. That if you want to talk about something that has happened yesterday, then you use was. How? Was it raining? Was that a movie? Then there is another thing, where. Were you watching me? Were you following me? There are so many things like this. You make is questions. You have some examples in the book. Go through them and you try to come up your own sentences. Okay? Then you go to the classroom and deliver the lesson. I think this is pretty straightforward, simple to do. You should not make it complicated. It's a very easy way. And remember the objective of this class. The student should learn the ways of making questions. If they can make some questions, that is great. If they cannot, don't just push them. You keep teaching them, okay? Take more than 2 classes if you need. If it is slow thing, if you think that the students are learning slowly, you teach them slowly, okay? The next one is WH questions. So you take each word. What? What is the word that helps us to ask some questions, and by what we want to know about a thing. It could be a name or it could be an objective we want to know. In Bengali we say what equals ki. What is your name? Tomar naam ki. Similarly, you might have some meaning in your Rohingya language of that particular sentence. You explain it to your students. Okay? Don't forget, use your Rohingya language. That is easier for them to understand. Then you use the English version. That means you are supposed to use both the version. First the Rohingya language, then you use the English language. Both. Okay? Now let's go. WH, what, right? So you show them the implication of what. What is your name? Tomar naam ki? What is your father's name? Tomar babar naam ki? You make sure they understand this question. Then you ask them to make some question using the word what. For example, they might come up with, what is that? What do you eat? What did you wear? What color is that? So help them asking question. What is in your hand? What do you see? These are the questions. Whatever questions you can ask using what, you think about them, you make a list of those sentences and use it in the classroom. Of course, help them with this. Ask the student to come up with their own questions, but first explain in your Rohingya language. Okay? Once they understand the word meaning of what and how they can use what to ask a question, then you'd see they will be coming up with questions. That would be pretty easier. They will be asking questions. Now, once the what is gone, you use who. Who is literally talking about a person, right? Who are you? Tumi ke? Who is that man? Who came home? We are talking about a person. Who usually refer to a person. You make it realize. The student should realize whenever we are wanting to know about a person, we will use who as the question. Give them example. Who is your father? Who is that man? Who is the prime minister? Who is the president? You then ask the students to make questions with who. But first, make sure they understand and use your Rohingya language. Are you clear? I hope you have already got the way of how you're going to teach them. Still, let me just give explanation of some more WH questions. When refers to the time. So if you want to know about the time, you ask a question using the word when. For example, when is your train? It is literally asking about the time when the train will leave. When did you come? It is asking about the time the person reached at home. You explain all these in your native tongue. I'm saying it again and again. Make sure you are speaking in your native tongue and explain it to the student first. So, when did you come? When is your train? When did he leave? When the class starts? When is your tiffin? When did you go? When he came? So you are asking question about a time using when. You make sure and then ask them or ask the students to make some questions using the word when, and it is obviously referring to a time. So first ask them to make some questions like this in your native tongue and translate some of them so that the students understand, and then you ask them to make some English question. If they can do it, that's great. If they cannot do it, you help them. You show them again and again. Make it slow. If you need more than 2 class, you take more than 2 class, but you help them understand it. You got me? I hope you have got me. Where is referring to a place. Where is your home? Where do you live? Where? Where do you live? Where is your father? Where is your mother? Where is your home? See, all these are asking about a place. You do the same thing to teach it to the students. And make sure first you think, you plan, then you go to deliver the class. Okay? Now, for rest of the things, rest of the WH questions, you use the same. How, whom, while, which is your pen? These are the WH questions. After all this is done, then you go to the exercise section. Now, already you will know what to do with the exercise because you have been teaching the students about how to follow these exercises, right? How to make questions. So if they understood those classes, they will be able to do these exercises. If they cannot, you do it once in the classroom and then ask them to practice at home. Then the next day you practice it again. Once they are satisfactorily performing, then you finish the class. Not before that. Okay? That's the end of the class, and if you have got any questions at all, you can ask me. I'll be coming to you very soon. That's all. Thank you very much.